Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is the bonus episode of the world famous, the University of Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves. We are coming to you live today. Today is Saturday. Well, it is Saturday. It'll be Saturday when this podcast uploads. It's Saturday morning. We are out here in the driveway. The sun is not even up yet. We are out here recording, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to come up with more bonus episodes because, ladies and gentlemen, for the last month or so, the consistency has been sucking. So I owe it to you to come up with a few bonus episodes, be a little more consistent, be a little more present. We will do that. We will be on the ball. We will be on the ball. We have one thing that when you get momentum, you want to keep the momentum going. You know what I mean? When you start going down the hill, you want to keep going down the hill. You don't want to start, stop. That's never the best thing. I remember when I first started this podcast, one of the things I told myself, I said, every day, no matter what, we're going to record. And that was one of the best. That's one of the best decisions because I was very consistent. And, it got the listenership up. It got the listenership up and running. And, one of the best things you can be is reliable. One of the worst things you can be is unreliable. So, with that being said, it is what it is now, but we'll definitely be more consistent, definitely do more bonus videos and all that good stuff. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to talk about marketing so much. Today, we're just going to rap about yourself. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about we're going to talk about plans, minor details, the little things that you can do to improve you. And the more you improve yourself, the better your business will be. The more you improve you, the greater the accomplishments you can do. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but have you ever played a sport? Okay? I will tell you a story. Me, the one sport that I was any good at, I played basketball, I wrestled, I tried to play football a little bit, but the one sport that I had some natural ability, a little natural ability at was baseball. And every day, whenever I played baseball, I always worked at something, whether it be learning how to hit the ball, learning how to hit the ball the opposite way, learning how to pull the ball when people are, on the shift, learning the little nuances, the 5-4-3 double play, where to step on the bag whenever you in the double play, so that way you won't get run over. The little small nuances that a lot of times people won't see. It's like say you've been at a job for a long time and you start to, and you get away from the big picture. You're like, all right, big picture, boom, 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 boom. Now it's like once again we'll go back to baseball. Big picture in baseball, you want to drive the ball. You want to drive the ball out. You want to hit a home run. You want to drive people in. But there's so many little details in baseball that you can do before that. Let's say somebody walks, okay? Somebody walks. Let's say you second up, okay? Let's say they steal second base. Boom, they steal second base. Now it's no outs. They're man on second, and you have a hitter that's, he's on a hot streak. Let's say you're not on the most hot streak in the world. You might be a little cold to touch. There's many things you can do. The one thing you don't want to do in this situation is strike out. You want to make contact. So what can you do? A little thing that you can do is bunt the guy over to third base with one out. And so that way the chances of him scoring are a whole lot greater than they were before. You know, because you have one out. All they have to do is if they hit a fly ball, you know, the second guy behind you, if he hits a fly ball, he's gonna score. You know, 90% of the time. And so these are little nuances. These are little details. And so you need little details in your business. You need little details in your personal life. The better the little details you start doing, the bigger the goals you can hit. The better the goals you can hit. It's have you ever watched football? You see teams doing little details like blocking, you know, or blocking to the point where, you know, let's say, because now in football, a lot of these guys are athletic. Okay, a lot of these quarterbacks, they're athletic. You have a pocket. And what a lot of teams can do now, or what a lot of teams aim to do, is go up the middle. They want to rush up the middle, so that way the guys on the edge, they're fast, because everybody's in the NFL now. Once you get to the professional, everybody's quick, so they can seal the edge, but you can rush up the middle. But what you have to you want to have guys. Let's say you have a running back. You need your running back to be You need your running back to be a great blocker. So that way, not only do you have to depend on your offensive line, but you can have a 6. Even if your tight end is a great blocker, you know, you have 7 people blocking. You know, like 4 people. You can seal out the pocket and make it more comfortable for your quarterback. These are little details. You want your running back to be able to block. You know, they don't have to be. You want them to be good. You want them to work on this kind of stuff. You know, just because he can catch the ball, just because he can run the ball, you want a all-around back. You want somebody who can block, because blocking is very important. And it's just like today. Today I'm going to watch Manchester United play somebody. Let's hope for a victory, right? Of course. But when I first started watching soccer, you know, I really started watching. I would watch the World Cup when I was a kid, like in 1990, maybe when I was 15. I really started understanding soccer full bloom, you know. And so I just saw the big picture, you know. I just kept thinking, why come these American guys don't score, you know, a whole lot? But fast forward to 2010, 2009, I started watching soccer a lot more. I had, you know, more time. You know, and I would work off on Saturday, so I had a lot more time. But I started watching more, started doing more, you know, studying, doing more, you know, looking, and you see guys like, let's forget about this guy that scores a ball, you know. Let's focus on the guy that gets the ball to the scores, you know. I'm thinking like I watched Paul Pogba one day, you know. That's how you say his name? I believe so. But I was watching and I'm like, what makes this guy so good, you know? And I watched him in a game against Manchester City, and he had 2 goals. But it wasn't the 2 goals that he scored that was most important. It's the way he controlled the game, you know. He controlled the game from the midfield, you know. He had a pace to him. And I was like, man, this guy, he has a pace. And that day, it really dawned on me that, you know, all these guys in soccer have a purpose. You know, some people are going to score all the goals. They're going to get all the glory. Don't get me wrong. But there's so many little nuances when it comes to this sport of soccer and hockey that people would not recognize. You have to just watch. And it's just like your business. People are not going to see the little nuances that you do every day. People are not going to see the habits that you have, that you do every day to make your business a success. They're going to see the big picture. But for you, you want to start doing the little things, and you want to start getting into the habit of doing the little things on a daily basis. Now, I say that because, like, every day now, I'm in the habit of I got this book that I've been reading, and it's like you read something every day. You know, you read a chapter every day for like 40 days. And I've done this with a book before, and I'm doing it now, and it's like it's kind of it helps out in two ways. One, I'm reading every day, which I want to do more reading, of course, but it gets me in the habit of like, all right, I gotta read, and I make time. It's not like, oh man, I ain't got time. No, I make the time to read. I make the time to pray every day now. I make the time to. I just had this conversation with myself last night. I got to start working out on a daily basis, every day, because I can't run off the excuse, oh man, I'm tired, I got a child. Not everybody, but a lot of people have children, and a lot of people still accomplish great things with children and all. And so the first 8 months, it was the first 6 months especially was getting used to it. But now I'm used to it. So now it's time to rock and roll. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, let's go. So there's little things that you can do every day to improve. There's little things. There's little nuances. People are not going to notice that, but you don't care what people don't notice. The people do notice. You notice it. The more you improve on yourself, the more things you can accomplish, And I ain't just talking monetary. It makes you feel good when you start doing something every day that you want to do, Me reading a book every day is something that I always wanted to do, And I used to come up with, oh man, I ain't got time, And I would go like in spurts. I would read, 5 books in 2 weeks, and then I would go 2 months without reading a book. I'll read a book. I mean, I've sat up. I mean, some of you probably have. I sat up in the middle of the night one time just reading a book, and the book was so good I didn't put it down, and I just read it until the next morning. Woke up after I was done, went to bed, woke up like 3 or 4 hours later. I was like, man, that's a great book, man. And it's just, it happens that way. But I wanted to get in the habit of reading every day. I want to get in the habit of praying every day. We've gotten that stuff down pat. Now we have to incorporate the working out. It's the same. It's just like when I was doing the podcast every day. Consistently. You get into the habit. And it's like, all right. And you feel weird when you don't do it. Like now, weird because I'm like too sick to do anything, too sick to really talk. You don't want to hear, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, dang, I miss doing the podcast, And I've gotten to the point now where doing a podcast is part of my life. Doing a podcast is one of my habits. I have to do it. You know what I mean? Just like working out. I mean, not working out, but just like praying, just like reading every day, just like spending time with my daughter every day. These things are habits now. These things are a part of me, and they're little things, but we're building, And my wife, she wants to start a new business, And I was telling her, I said, and my wife, she's a big picture kind of person. But I'm like, we have to do little things. We have to do little things to get this. I'm like, in order for us to succeed, we have to do little things. And she's like, all right. But I'm like, no, man, it's important that we study. It's important that we, of course, because we both know how to take action. But I'm like, we need to have a plan before we just throw ourselves into the wind, because without a plan, you just sort of twisting in the wind, and you won't get anywhere. You know what I mean? But I have to do more discussing with her about the little things. So, ladies and gentlemen, little habits can transform you into big results. Okay? And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I'm going to go in here and make some breakfast. Go in here and get ready. In about 40 minutes, I believe Manchester, they're going to play. Let's hope for some good results, huh? I think they just lost to Liverpool like 4-0 on Tuesday. I didn't even I didn't even watch that game. It's rough. You know what I mean? It's rough. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. We'll be back Monday with all the episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, and that's all. Peace.